Busting Ghouls! Warlock Boo here! Today we're going to be talking about the DLC for Super Smash Bros. You see, Super Smash Bros. Recently announced that they will be having a DLC coming through it. 5 character packs for a bundle of $25 or $5.99 each. And these 5 characters, we don't know who they are, other than they're going to be playable. But Sakura, she came out with a tweet recently. Sakurai? Am I saying his name right? Is that the right person? I hope so. But it came out with a tweet recently. And basically telling fans, calm down. Yeah, that's what he said. Nintendo has already picked a list of characters I can pick from. If in a future date we need information on what you'd like, we will ask in a more official manner. Stop blowing up my Twitter with this junk. That's me paraphrasing it, but that's what he meant, and it was only in English. So I have a feeling that was meant towards us English-speaking fans who don't like to shut up about our character not being in a game. Be happy. He gave us basically, with Echo Fighters, 80 freaking characters. With 6 DLC characters, 5 for the pack and 1 for the pre-order bonus, which is Piranha Plant. So, I want to talk about what characters I think have a legitimate chance of being in this game. Either because of gameplay, they got a new game coming out, or just little things like that. And a couple characters I kind of want. Because I want them. But don't worry, you won't have to look at my pretty face through the whole video. I will be having images and stuff coming up on the screen while I talk in the background. I'm trying a new editing style, so if you guys like it, tell me down below and I will do more like this. Sorry, my bed's a bit of a mess behind me, but I didn't want to fix it yet because I'm a lazy asshole. You can ask my wife that and she will agree. But here are my list of characters I want in Smash in no particular order or no particular number sequence. Enjoy! So my first pick and thought is something that some of you won't be happy with, but it makes the most amount of sense. We got a new Fire Emblem game coming out, and what really helped launch Fire Emblem in America? Smash Brothers did. Smash Brothers became incredibly popular, and Roy and all those characters really launched from Smash and made Americans curious about Fire Emblem. So, who would be the best thing? Well, with a new Fire Emblem game coming out, Fire Emblem 3 Houses, I think a character from that game is very likely. But we don't know a lot about this character, or any of the characters in the game, other than there seems to be 3 main characters. But there is one that a lot of people are looking towards. I don't know her name. I'm not huge into Fire Emblem. I will admit that. I am sorry. My brother, on the other hand, he really enjoys Fire Emblem. But this character is a female axe user. And I think that's the problem with Fire Emblem characters within Smash. A lot of times, we're just given sword wielders, blade wielders, nothing unique. The closest unique one we have is Robin. And he's still a sword wielder, but with magic. So giving us an axe wielder, or a lance wielder, or a bow wielder would really make the character feel unique in Smash compared to the other Fire Emblem characters. And I don't think it would cause as much fatigue. But that's kind of an obvious pick. I know people will go, oh, it's just another Fire Emblem character. But Nintendo, since they made this list, is going to want to push their new game. So that makes a lot of sense to me. A lot of sense to get people going. My next choice is another character with a new game. With the new game Demon Times Machinima coming out, we will probably be seeing a character from that. Although I don't know who it will be. I don't know much on this game except it involves giant mechs, but probably the pilot. But other than that, I really don't know. So this pick is kind of short, me talking about it. Other than that, it's a Nintendo game coming out, and Nintendo will probably want to push this game, it being a new IP they're throwing out there. Next one's more of a bigger one. A new Pokemon. Now, we all know there have been plenty of Pokemon. And I think a new Pokemon from the new Pokemon game would make a lot of sense. With it launching next year, they are going to want to promote it. They are going to want to get people into this game, get them noticing it, getting them to know a little bit about Pokemon. And when I hear your complaints, well, no one knows anything about the Pokemon. Well, that's not true. You see, with Greninja being in the last Smash game, Sakurai was given information about him, little notes, little tidbits, information, doodles and sketches, not a whole bunch actually to work with, to make a fully functioning character, and he did it. In fact, so well, they used some of those things that he added to put him in Pokemon better. So we may be getting a Pokemon, and I'm thinking a plant type this time, because we already have a fire starter, we have a water starter in there. We need a plant starter to balance out the triangle, and I think that would work really well. And in another case, they could always go with Eevee, although I think that's a boring choice. But Eevee, they're really trying to promote as the second mascot of the franchise, next to Pikachu now. It's always been kind of there, but never big. But this would make some sense, but I think as attack-wise would go, he'd be a little boring. So I don't think he has as much of a chance as a new Pokemon from the new game. Next one is a competitor to Pokemon. Yokai Watch Jibanyan. Why Jibanyan? Why Yokai Watch? Well, Yokai Watch has a very strong following within the Nintendo setting, and Jibanyan is their mascot. Who better than to have Jibanyan versus Pikachu in this game? He would work beautifully, work great. He has an attack setup, he has everything that can really work for him. All of it seems to make a lot of sense. A lot of things going through would just work perfectly for Jibanyan. Nice fire attacks, little moves here and there that would really work. And a Yokai Watch seems filled would be amazing. They could even toss in Yokai coming out of the side, kind of like the old Pokemon stage in Pokemon Field. Sorry if I'm coughing a lot, my throat is a bit itchy. My daughter has a cold and I'm afraid I'm getting it. Other than that, I think he would just work really well as a character. You could see his fighting style. He uses punches, he's kicked, very close range with some nice attacks. And heck, his final smash could be him summoning all the different forms of Jibanyan and attacking at once. It would make sense. Another character I think would be in it is someone from Kirby. A lot of people say Waddle Dee Bandana, but he seems a little bland. I know that seems mean, but I mean, yeah. But his attack setup in Kirby matches a Smash fighter, so I may be completely wrong. In Kirby being Sakurai's baby, his first big game he did himself, it would make sense. Although I want one of the mice in it. I love the mouse they have in the Kirby game. He is so great. He is so fun, and I think he would work really well as a character. Moving on, I want to talk a little bit more about Pokemon. There's another Pokemon, for me, I would really like to see. This Pokemon, I said would be a good Echo Fighter, but she'd be a good character herself. And that's my favorite Pokemon, Gardevoir. She is a great Pokemon, and she's built perfectly for this game. A good long-range fighter, with good psychic attacks and fairy attacks, that easily could have her ultimate become her Mega Evolution, or doing some big attack like they say she can create black holes. That would be a great final smash. I think would work beautifully. She'd be a great character, nice light on her feet, nice and fast. But that's kind of one I want that I think has a lot less to do with it. Could it get in? While I could see how the character could work, I can see why she's not going to be in there. Another character from Pokemon I think actually has a big chance of being in there, to, like I said, to finish that triangle, would be Sceptile. I think of the right form. The plant lizard starter, his final form, from Pokemon Emerald, Ruby, and Sapphire. He's a very popular starter, in fact, and he would be great. Again, a character with a lot of move sets that could easily be pulled into this. A lot of movement varieties. He's fast, he's quick, he would be a perfect fighter, but I still doubt he will be in it. Some of these I say because I want and I could see them in it, but I doubt they will. It's just me wanting to ramble about them, how they could be in it. Please listen to me. The next one is from another Smash, another big Nintendo IP. This has two from it, and it's another one that is a new IP that we saw an assist trophy from, and we saw spirits from. Just because they're spirits doesn't mean they can't be fighters, because the spirit can also be a assist trophy. So there's that. These characters are from ARMS. Either the character Ribbon Girl, who already has an extra jump, her fighting set, and she's considered one of the two main people, and she's a lot less boring than Springman, or the most popular character to come from it, Twintella, who, unlike the rest, doesn't have the robotic arms, but uses her hair, and again, she would work very well as a character with a set that would fit perfectly. She'd be a good mid-fighter. Both of these be good fast fighters. Mid-fighters, I think Twintella would be a little more of a heavy hitter than Ribbon Girl, who would be more of a fast style. In fact, they would both be perfect for this game. Even if they weren't the ones I mostly use the mad scientist, Dr. What's-Her-Name, I can't remember. And I don't think she'd work. But I think these two would work really good, and it would help them sell ARMS even better, because people jumping off this platform would go and buy ARMS. It would be a great thing, and it's a good game, and I think once people get more into it, it would sell better. Next character is one we saw as a spirit, and I think she has a legitimate chance, since she does have a connection with Nintendo. Even if her last two games weren't strictly Nintendo, this character is Shantae. Shantae is a very interesting character. She's a half genie that goes on adventures. She's a very perky, a very happy character, and it very feels Nintendo-y to use her. She has a nice cartoon setup that would look perfect as a character. Attack with her hair, use her belly dances to transform and do different things and turn into different characters, different items. Heck, she could even copy Kirby and grab a person and maybe copy their ability in some way with her dance. Interesting way to do it, but it could work. Or she could turn into different things, such as the bat to fly a little, the monkey to climb, different monsters for different attacks. Of course, her hair would be her base attack. Stuff like that. Pull out pirate items that she used before. It would be a very neat character to use, and I think a lot of people would like it, and would sell, again, Shantae games on the Switch. She has a nice cult following, so there's that. The next two I want to talk about are two Sonic characters. Since Knuckles and Shadow are out of the bet, there are two characters I think would work really well. One being Amy. Yes, I hear you all. Why the hell would they put Amy from Sonic in there? No one likes Amy. First of all, that is not true. I like Amy quite a bit. I find her fun when she's not overly annoying. Second, she would work real good. She'd be a fast character and a heavy hitting character. Because think about it, she keeps up with Sonic, yet she has that hammer to do attack. She would be great if they move her around that attack hammer and use that for all of her attacks. Nice hit, nice smack. She basically builds herself with the hammer. Do a charged attack like the sword wielders do. But with her hammer, and it does more damage. She could be a higher damage outputter than Roy if you charge her attack enough. Her final smash could be like her hammer spin or something. She has enough attacks and has appeared in enough Sonic games to give us a nice setup that we could go, that'll work. And I think she does actually have a high chance of being in this game, just because they need another Sonic representative. But my next one, I think, has a more likely chance. You see, they've been going with a nice hero versus villain aspect. There's a big villain. Everyone said, oh, Shadow would be. Shadow is newer. There's a character that has been in every Sonic game since the beginning. This character is Dr. Robotnik, or the Eggman. The main enemy of Sonic in every one of his games. He has made some sort of appearance. And you could easily see how they do it. He uses different robots, changes. He works a lot like Bowser Jr., I would say, in his little flying car, except probably more long-range weapons like guns and missiles. Summons his giant death egg or something for his final smash. He builds himself again and would be a perfect representation for the Sonic franchise. And don't we want to see Bowser and Ganon and Eggman all duking it out. I know I would. That would be so fun. Next one. There has been some big rumor going around that someone from Square Enix will appear in this game. And no, I don't mean Cloud. He's already in it. But a new character. So I narrowed it down to 3 characters. Now, the first one, obvious choice that everyone's going to talk about is Geno from Mario RPG. Now, who is Geno? Well, he's this little puppet in the game, or toy that gets brought to life by spirits. So he automatically kind of makes sense with this game. He has a lot of long-range attacks, a lot of gun arm transformations. He's a very interesting, unique character that has only appeared in the one game, which is why I don't think they'll go with him. But there is always hope, because Sakurai has said he really likes Geno. But there are 2 characters I think have a higher chance. One is one series I don't know a lot about, but a character from Dragon Quest. See, Nintendo has a very deep connection with the Dragon Quest franchise. And they are very big in Japan, but not in America, kind of like Fire Emblem was. So bringing a character or 2 over from that into Smash to help promote them and get those characters moving and get people curious would be a good deal. It would be a great thing to do. Have these characters come through from this game, we don't know what it is, and getting people attached and wanting to see more about this would be a brilliant idea in the marketing sense. But there's one other character with a game coming out next year that has a big chance, I think. Sora from Kingdom Hearts has a massive chance. Could you imagine this? They announce a Kingdom Hearts game, maybe a remake, maybe Kingdom Hearts 3 coming onto the Switch after it came on everything else. And one more news, we have something special to show you, and they show an intro introducing Sora into Smash. It would make sense marketably for both companies, and I think it would make a lot of sense. And he has a moveset again that would work very well in Smash. The only problem is he's another sword user. But he's a lot more unique than a lot of the Fire Emblem sword users, and I think that's why he stands a big chance. Now, here are some I think have a chance just because of nostalgia, but in the end I think they have a less of a chance, and I just want to give these guys a mention. One is Beautiful Joe, from Beautiful Joe, of course. He's an interesting character that has a big history with Nintendo being his main system, but I really don't see them adding. I just see a lot of people asking, so I was going to talk about him. He has a nice little moveset that would work good for him, that would work out really well. Next is Kalos, I think I'm saying the name right, from Betin Katos. I may have butchered that. He's from a GameCube game, and he's that GameCube game where you fought with cards and you had the guy with wings, and it was a very deep multi-disc game that was very popular. Again, I don't see him working, but I do see him having a unique fighting style, using the cards for attacks and throwing that out there. Heck, if they can put Yu-Gi-Oh! In a fighting game, they can do him. The next one is someone from F-Zero that I think needs a mentioning. Black Shadow. He is the enemy of Captain Falcon. I almost said Captain Marvel. Shows you where my brain is at. And he would work perfectly. Again, he could be an Echo Fighter of Captain Falcon, but they said no Echo Fighters, so they could do a unique set, and that would be great. But again, I'm just throwing him out there because he's been requested of me to talk about. And then this one is one because with Ridley, Dark Samus, and Zero Suit Samus making it, and Piranha Plant making it, I think that puts for a side character from Metroid. This character is a space pirate. Well, why just an average space pirate? Well, they have a good move set. They can climb, they got jumps, they got beam weapons. They would work out pretty well. And you could really do it with all the Metroid characters. They would work well, and as alternate colors, be the alternate colors for space pirates. I mean, it's kind of obvious there. Duh. And with a Metroid game coming out, why not promote this Metroid game coming out with a new character? Hey, these are bad guys you fight on this new Metroid Prime game. see them here. Would work pretty well, I think. Next character I think would work really well is Paper Mario. Nintendo lately has been not showing the proper love for Paper Mario. And I think this would bring him back into the spotlight and make his new game sell well. And hell, with them remastering everything, why not remaster a Paper Mario collection for the Switch? I would buy it, and it would be a good promotional material. Now, I think, though, the problem with him is he'd be a little too much like Mr. Game & Watch. But at the same time, they could do that with a Mario flair. And I think at the end, he would work really, really well. Another character, now I'm getting into the ones I think have a higher chance. This is the last character I don't think has a high chance. But the ones after this, I think have a massively high chance to be DLC. The character Sans from Undertale. Now I hear what you're saying. Why? Actually makes some sense. Nintendo is really trying to promote their indie market. And one of the biggest indie games on their system, or any system, is Undertale's. Sans, in fact. And his setup, fights and stuff would make sense. You make him a sluggish, slow character with great range attacks. Lasers, beams, attacks such as that won't make him get tired easily and maybe have to take a break after too many big attacks. It would write itself as a fighter, and he would be great. Not maneuverable in the air, probably. I mean, he gets his extra jumps, but heck, you would see the laser as his extra jump. Pew! It would be great. He would be, and he is such a popular character within a lot of the indie community. It would help promote Smash to people that wouldn't have normally played it. And these next two characters have a less likely chance than the next three, but I think they still stand a chance. Crash Bandicoot. Yes, with the Crash trilogy being on the Switch, and Crash not being owned by PlayStation, there is a chance, especially with him appearing in Skylanders. He has a chance to appear in this, and again, his moveset would work perfectly. Spin attacks, jump attacks, he could throw TNT blocks, use his final smashes putting on the mask and being immortal for a few seconds and running around the stage, or turning into a super Crash monster, or summoning a Titan. From any of these would work as a perfect final smash. But the next character has a higher chance. Spyro the Dragon. Yes, he's not on a Switch game yet. I have a theory that Spyro Reignited Trilogy will appear on the Switch. And he will come along as a DLC fighter for Smash because of it. His moveset is perfect. Fire, rams, flight, all those attacks. And I can hear you, well, why would they give Toys for Bob give permission for this? Well, it makes sense, actually. You see, Bowser and Donkey Kong have appeared in a Skylanders game alongside Spyro. And I think that raises the chances, because that means Nintendo has worked with Toys for Bob before. So I think there's a chance that they may get the okay to use Spyro as a DLC character to promote the Spyro Reignited Trilogy coming onto the Switch, to make it pop better, to make it work better. And he's already a good character that would deal really well with other characters. Now down to my top 3 choices. Next one, Skull Kid. Skull Kid from Majora's Mask. Everyone wants him. His assist trophy's gone and been replaced with the moon. So where the fuck did Skull Kid go? Why is he gone now? He's gone. Where'd he go? And it would make sense for him to disappear if he's going to be a DLC fighter in the future. Maybe they decided, you know what? He'd be a good DLC fighter. Let's take him out and maybe see how we could work him. Maybe that's why he's not in the game yet. They're having a little trouble working with him. And it would be good. Maybe they're going to promote some kind of big Legend of Zelda, not remake, but a bunch of, like, a disc with all kinds of new old Zelda games on it. Some kind of Zelda collection. They were talking about putting on collections of old games. So what if they did a Legend of Zelda one, with Majora Mask being one, and they use this to promote it? Another time, business standpoint, it makes sense. Next, we have one that I keep hearing rumors about. I keep hearing leaks about, and it's got me thinking how he would work. Steve from Minecraft. Now I hear you. That's Microsoft. Well, Nintendo's been really chummy with Microsoft. Well, he wouldn't work because he's not strictly a Nintendo character. Well, some of these aren't. Again, he's kind of a boring character. So, some of these have been boring characters they made unique and interesting. How is he any different? He has a bow, he has a sword, a pickaxe, all attacks. He could throw dynamite. Hell, I almost see him being a copy of Link to a degree. Make his alternate costumes actually alternate skins from the game. It would work really well, or make it his alternate armors, and a Minecraft stage would just be beautiful. It would work so well as a stage for us to run around on. Maybe someone's building something in the background, or it's a Minecraft village. And then the Minecraft soundtrack is actually pretty good, so they could easily give us a song or two from that for this. And I say he has probably the highest likelihood of any character I've said in this to appear in Smash. Maybe not as the first DLC character, but I have a feeling he is going to be one of the 5. Strongest feeling of any of them. And yes, I hear you still groaning, but still, I have this feeling he will work. Now for my last character, the most likely of characters, the character I want the strongest of, that everyone will laugh at me, but I will be in there, and you will all be the ones, I will be the ones laughing at you, and you will be eating your words. Abu. Yes, Abu. No, I'm dead serious on this. Yes, Abu. Okay. Who has a new game coming out next year? Luigi. Who's the main bad guy in Luigi's Mansion? Boo. So, from a marketing standpoint, who would make a lot of sense to put in this? Abu. Abu would work beautifully. They're floaty. They can float a little bit, turn invisible, they got smack attacks, they can use their tongue to attack, or maybe magical items. Final Smash, they turn into King Boo, or a bunch of Boos just swarm the field, throwing you off. A Boo would work beautifully. It's not so crazy now as you're thinking about it. You can see it popping in your head. That's crazy. That maybe not. Huh. He had a lot of games he's been in. Especially King Boo you could use if you don't want just a Boo. That he's had all these games he's appeared in. He's a main antagonist. A new game's coming out with him. So if a Boo comes out and I can use my Boo amiibo on Super Smash Brothers, I will be happy. So happy. I can be in a Smash Brothers game. Kinda. It would make me so happy. But these are the characters I feel could appear in the game. I mean, it's not so far-fetched now, is it? Now back to Live Me, because I had to make multiple clips of this, so there's Live Me and then there's Edited Me. I'm going back to Live Me. So, Ghost and Ghoulies, what did you think of my list? You agree with it? You don't. I mean, what do you guys think? Is there a character you really are hoping are in Smash? And I know my comments will be blown up with Waluigi because internet. But what would you like? I mean, there's all kinds of characters that could appear in Smash. Some here, some there, some that we never thought of. Piranha Plant looks like a genuine, interesting character. No one asked for it, but I may be maining him. Tell me down below, and if you like this video, hit that like button up there and that bell icon. It will tell you whenever I put a new video out, and don't forget to subscribe to me. I would like it a lot, and if you don't, I will haunt your asses. Just don't think I won. I will misplace every one of your forks and spoons, put them in a random spot around your house if you don't subscribe to this. I will do it too. But until next time, ghoulies, this has been Warlock Boo, hoping to be spooking y'all later. Bye.